double check on that. Let me just close YouTube real fast. Not. No, go away. Okay. My channel. Okay, it says upcoming. Why? Let me just go in. Okay, we're live. We actually are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very early morning stream. It's 8 o'clock. That technically don't count as early. But yeah, we're going to be working more on the manga today. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to show from where we were last time to now, because I know some of you are going to be, well, some of you are excited for it, but I don't want to reveal all of it. But I just want to get a basis of where we are up to now. So here we have the last page we did, and I'm still pretty happy with this. It was really difficult to get it look like Razzle was being hugged by Drusilla. But yeah, that's basically the last page that we did live. I'm sorry that it's been such a long break, but I just have not felt up to streaming. Plus, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with it. So, anyways, pen, please. This is page 100. And again, this was actually pretty simplistic. Basically, the whole acceptance of her being her sister. And now we're into episode 3. This is where things are going to get interesting. So this would be basically our Halloween episode. So this is introducing a new character entirely, who is going to play a humongous part in probably later volumes, probably volume 2 mostly. And she's going to play a humongous role in this Halloween episode. So we have basically a new character. Again, a lot of copy paste here. So, yep, this is just establishing, because she's not technically an antagonist, but she is kind of at the same time. Also, I've learned that there is flesh on the opposite side of the mouth. So, yeah, I've picked up on how to do that. And now we're back to our main characters, Razzle and Drusilla. I added base colors because I was thinking, maybe if I just add some base colors, it'll be easier. But no, it takes too long, so there's only a few pages that really have some color to them. But yeah, this is basically setting up for what's happening in this chapter. The second panel on this page, holy shit, what a bitch and a half. Mainly because there's 4 characters on this page. So, yeah. But yeah, this is basically just an establishment of our characters and how they've grown since the last episode. That last panel right there still bugs me. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I can't figure it out, so we're just gonna move on. And then, yeah, this part I've really gotten to experiment with a lot of different, like, expressions and different styles of anime, like chibi style, like anime expressions. Like, I've really gotten to experiment with that stuff, and it's really been fun. So there's that. And again, just kind of experimenting with all sorts of different poses, different styles. This one still kind of bugs me in the middle, but it is what it is. Like, see, we've got basically some cartoonish kind of stuff going on. Kind of the, what's that fucking meme? Actually kind of thing going on. And now, very easy page here, nothing too difficult. Oh, there's the cover art. I guess that's not really anything private by any means. I am really happy with how that came out. It looks really good. We're almost all caught up. The second panel on this page, holy moly, that was hard. But, hey, at least it gives me some practice for what's coming anyway. Again, chibi style, really experimenting with different styles, because this is like more of a comedic session, I would say. And then pretty simple page minus that middle panel, which was a pain in the ass. And then I did this morning, then decided to stream. And then we have this, which was just kind of a I need a break from manga stuff. Like, I am really happy how that came out. That looks really good. It's also kind of a little sneak peek into what's coming down the road. But yeah. Anywho, let's get to her. So, I have a decent idea of how or where we are, per se. Now we can move on. So I think I know how this is going to go, but I rarely ever draw this character, so I haven't really gotten used to her details. I just know she has very sharp eyes because, well, she's kind of... I don't know how to say that without spoiling it. I've got to find one with her actually in it. Oh, here's one. Is it literally just rounded eyes? Yes, it's just rounded eyes with those, like, tattoo things going down. So for the pupil, we would just go something like that. Actually, turn off that fade out crap. Pen, can we not be a dickwad today, please and thank you? Randomly turns off, and I do not know why it does that. Okay. So this would just be her kind of looking over to Drusilla going, So she walks in, she's walking straight. I would say about right here-ish. Let me get the one right spot. Gotta have some curvature at the bottom. Okay. I know the rest of the details, kind of. I know she has, like, the Demon Slayer style, like, tattoo things going down her eyes. They're not really tattoos, they're more demon marks than anything. What kind of eyebrows does she actually have? I actually don't remember. Okay, they're like Razzles. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Let's actually do that underneath. Whoops. But as you guys can see, I have really been trying different stuff to kind of break from just like the same stuff over and over again because that gets boring. But when there's a scene where there's just conversations happening, the main thing you are focusing on mainly is the characters, like, talking. And I don't want to put too much, like, work into it because otherwise I will die. Okay, I think that triangle's a little too... Oh, yeah. Should be having a short coming out today. Today marks the end of the Summertime Waifu series because it's week 13. And yeah, that's definitely a series that definitely taught me a lot of things that are definitely applying to this. Hopefully Justin Bieber doesn't fucking copyright my ass again. Guys, I'm not kidding you. Justin Bieber copyrighted me for the sound of this. What world are we living in right now? I just let him have it because I really don't give a flying fuck. These streams really don't earn anything, so sure, you can have your 10 cents, Justin. Go ahead. I don't care. I'm not gonna fight over stupid shit. Okay. So I want her to kind of be like, yeah, something like that. Just not that sloppy. Okay, now I gotta add her little, the trickiest part about her, and that is her things that come down from her eye. Her little demon marks. So that would go down like that. Then we have the big circle. That's not really big, so let's make that bigger. That's what she said. Shut up. Down a little bit more. A little bit smaller. Okay, looks like it's going down a little too far. Oh yeah. So let's cut this off just a little bit. Back up. But yeah, of all the things I could get copyright for, tapping on my screen. Of all the things. Cool. Enjoy your 10 cents, Justin. Too small. Is that better? Kinda, sorta. I think once I start adding her details and stuff, it'll start to play out better. Alright. Dahlia has pretty simple bangs and stuff. She just basically has the ones that go to the center of the head, so that would kind of come down like that. Do you think we've got a little too much mouth room? Ugh, excuse me. As I've said before, I am not good with macro, so just bear with me. Okay, then she has the things that come down on the side of her face. They just wouldn't be that wide. And again, not every detail needs to be absolutely perfect, as I've said a bazillion times before. Definitely does not need to be perfect, just needs to be close enough. Okay. Okay, for some reason the nose is just not ending up. I think I'm just gonna probably, let's see. Like, I feel like I'm missing something important. Lighter. I want to say this top part is not correct. Looks too flat. Because that goes basically to the center of her head and goes up to create the midpoint of her hairline. Closer. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I'm not. Ugh, God, I hate macro. Okay, let's try from this angle. Because I still gotta leave room for the text. I'd say that's freaking close enough. Okay, let's add some hairlines. In case you're wondering how many pages we're at right now, we are at 100. This would be 100. I think page 116. Yes, we're on 116. Oh, that's crazy. I never thought I'd make a story that large, but actually no, I made a story that big before. The highest I've ever gone is about 200 pages. I don't know if any of my pony ones would count because only the random artist. Hello, how you doing? Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Why is this being a butt? Sorry. Okay, add some lines here. Okay. Need to give her some room for text. What am I drawing? I'm working on my Halloween manga that's coming out this October. Hopefully. Okay, now I need to add some text. Yeah, wow, we definitely. Let's see. I also love drawing. So do I. Oh, that's from the recent one. I love drawing, but holy moly, our manga's a lot of work. We want this one. We need to fix the style thing. Probably white with black on the outside. That's probably the best. Okay. Sister. No, she wouldn't say sister. She'd be more like, greetings. Drusilla. Like, she wouldn't be like, what's her face? Razzle. She'd be more like smug. She'd be more like regal. Because that's kind of how she is. I don't know. Holy crap, that's huge. Just don't want to make too much clutter here. Let's see if this might work. This is the trickiest part about any, like, manga. Just sorting the text so it doesn't clutter crap. Greetings, Drusilla. Okay, what was the last panel? It was, I think, her saying something about the time. A little later than usual. Yep. Okay, so just trying to think of how to word this correctly. Greetings, Drusilla. Seems the heck. I would have. Sooner. Had my target not have. Had my target not have so persistent. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to clutter it too much, so I gotta fit this much more better, so it's at 33. No. Greetings. Whoa, my voice died. Okay, let me see here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit more cleaner. Back sooner. And my target not have been so persistent. What if I just move to the right? That looks okay. That's what I mean. You just got to kind of move things around until you eventually get it. Greetings, Drusilla. I would have been back sooner had my target not have been so persistent. Yeah, that is very Dahlia. Definitely. Okay. Right now I'm just kind of adding the bare bones stuff. Panel 2. Okay, so the second one should be probably Drusilla at side angle. Yeah, side angle, that's right. Okay, I've drawn this pose a gazillion times, so I should know how to draw this by now. But it's gonna give me crap. Watch. So, we have the nose. Not that shitty. I said not that shitty. Rhyme on knee. It's always this part going down that's the difficult part. So you have the little dip. Little dip. Then you have the upper lip. That opens the mouth. Gotta remember the lip underneath is always, yep, I'm already making it way too small. So let's try this again. Just kind of bring it back a little bit more, open the mouth a little bit more. Okay, let's curve that just a little bit. Kind of more like that. Okay, now I've just got to make sure that that bottom lip lines up correctly. That was fine, but not fine in my eyes. Something along those lines? Okay, we've got a little bit of a muzzle going on. Let me try and bring that chin down just a little bit further. As I've said before, macro, not my thing. And I always struggle with this angle. It's not that bad, but some days there's good days, and then there's just days where I can't do it at all. Okay. Like I said, my way of drawing is just placeholder for now and fix it when I get there. Oh my god, maybe. Okay, that's not bad for a hold. Linos? Hello, Linos G7W or Linos, I don't know. How are you today? Or this morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. Let me just try and clean that up a little bit more. Okay. Now the part coming down from the head. Gotta be fixed. It's always a hard determination on where it lines up because of perspective and shit. The magic P word. gotten better at perspective. It's just there's some days when, nope, nothing wants to behave. And honestly, you just get those days. It's just kind of a part of being an artist. Okay. Not too bad by any means. The nose does go out a little further than I would like. That's something I tend to do. So let's just kind of draw a little bit more closer to the end of the nose. And yeah, there's probably a much easier way to do that, but again, I have my ways. I've tried the circle like trick. It don't work for me. I don't know why it doesn't work for me, but it doesn't work for me. Okay. That's not necessarily shitty by any means. I can see a face. Okay, let's give her some teeth. Or fangs, for that matter. So that would just connect right there. Then not too far from the front of the mouth. Perfect. Okay. Now the fun part, the hair. Drusilla's is always a fucking asshole. So she has that one triangle that, nope, does not go up like that. It's all just a matter of getting the size ratio correct, which is, yeah, an asshole and a half to get correct. Looks too small already. But then again, let's just keep going and see what happens. Hello, Eternal Sugar Cookie Official. That's a name and a half. Okay, let's bring down the first strand. That goes back. Probably something more like that. Oh yeah, that definitely needs a lot more increase. Nope. Okay. It's not terrible, but it's not correct. It's only Drusilla's that gives me the shit. It's only Drusilla. It's always Drusilla. I do not know why, but this hairstyle just does not like me. It's kind of too late to change it because, well, we have over 100 pages. Okay, then she has a lunch strand that comes down kind of like that, but a little bit more closer to where the end of the chin is. There we go. There we go. To here. Okay, not bad. That nose is massive, but again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to look the part. Yeah, it's not that bad, I would say. It's not too bad. Again, she's not going to have eyes because it's a stylistic choice. Let's give her hair some details, which is just some lines. Curve line there, curve line there. That looks like shit. No. Again, I apologize that you have to go through like a ton of taps, but it's just kind of part of the process. Just my computer hates me. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Ooh, that hurt. Not sure if you just heard my shoulder pop. Ow. Okay. That nose is still driving me crazy. She's got like a massive freaking nose. Let me see if I maybe can decrease that size a little bit. It's always this part, the nose. And I think it's just because I got it too rounded and it should be more pointy. Or I'm just overthinking it, as usual. Which I probably am. Knowing me. Oh, fuck you. Okay. Nope. It just doesn't look right. It's driving me crazy. Either that or the hair isn't big enough. And that's probably what is going on. Because usually if one thing ain't the right size, it throws everything off balance. So I'm just going to kind of increase the size a little bit, see what happens. Keep in mind, I'm no professional. Would I call myself a newbie, like, still? I mean, I've been doing art for, what is it, like, almost 2 years now? That's already looking better. It's not too much of an increase, so maybe I don't even have to retrace it. That's much better. I like that much better. Okay. That definitely is way more better. I can see Drusilla. So that's really all that matters, is if you can see the character. Oh, the other side of the mouth. My bad. I'll fix that in a minute. Okay. Persistent how? Or just persistent? Okay, let's give her another part on the side of the mouth, which is just a straight line, honestly. That color looks weird, but trust me when I say that's it. Okay, I think we got panel 2 taken care of. Still looks a little weird to me, but oh well. Okay. Now what? Persistent. Okay, let me read this out. Greetings, Drusilla. I would have been back sooner had my target not have been so persistent. Persistent? I think I know one thing that I could put here, because it kind of does fit the whole vibe. Where are those? Right there. Need the question mark. I go something like that, just erase the exclamation point. A little too big. There we go. That'll work. Okay, what next? Probably just the same word. Probably just kind of the same thing. Folder, panel 3. Organization. One of the keys you want if you're ever going to make something this big. Yeah. If only I knew that when I started. Okay, how can I interpret that? Guess I could just draw it. Like, I'm trying to make this as easy on myself as possible, so I don't burn myself out. Considering I'm the only one who's drawing on this, yeah. So I could just go something like, let's see. I could draw her walking, so that'd basically be the feet. I could just copy paste that from another place, because, well, actually, no. Well, yes, I could, because I could just draw the dress over the top. Because she wears a dress. Or I could do side angle of the face, with her eye actually there. But I think I would want her walking because she does walk over there. So that would actually be a lot more smarter. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I've got to figure out. Okay, that wasn't too long ago. Let's see. I kind of don't. I don't want one with color though. Well, then again, I could just take the color out. Let's see. Where are you? Was that in this one? I don't think it was. Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. It's right there. Bingo. And if you guys think I am the only person who does this, hate to burst your bubble. Nope. I am definitely not the first and the last to do this. Okay, that'd be panel 1, right? Yep. Basically what we're going to do is simplify this for ourselves to make it a lot faster and a lot more easier. I drew the damn thing before, so it doesn't count as me not drawing it. Oh. Really, I'm still half asleep. Okay, so we just put this kind of like that. And then I think what we're going to do is we're just going to draw dress like bottom over the top of that. Simple enough. Okay, let's just take those out. Okay, I got to figure out where everything is. And erase the proper things so it doesn't go outside the frame. Yo, dude, a joke for you. How does the train eat? It goes choo-choo. Okay. I'll just accept that. Sorry, dude, I'm not really a dry humor person. I'm more of a, I don't know, just Well, if you want to know what kind of humor I like, toilet humor. I am a person like that. Why is this separate? I'll have to note that. The fuck did I not combine you? Whoop. Please and thank you. And it works because they all wear the same shoes and like the same kind of outfit. Well, not the outfit, but like Drusilla is more like tank top, skirt. What's her face? Razzle. Why am I having a hard time remembering her now? Is crop top, t-shirt with skirt, and then there's this lady. I can't remember her goddamn name. Dahlia, who wears like a almost kind of like a I wouldn't say a summer dress. It's closer to a wedding dress or like a formal dress. And that's because of her backstory, but that won't be revealed for a long time. Okay. So dress bottoms are just like a skirt. They just kind of go across like that. Let me get that more correct so it looks nice. The bottom I know is very, 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 very wide. So let's just kind of go something like that. Just for now. It's a little too high. Dresses are always the trickiest shit. Okay. Then I just go back to where we were. And erase what we can't see. This will definitely make things a lot more easier just to understand. Okay, where's that other leg? Right there. Otherwise, it confuses my brain. Okay. Not terrible. Not terrible. The only thing that I'm seeing that's a problem. Just go back here. The hell is that? 22 probably. Nope. It's 20. Okay. Back to here. Whoops. Yeah, because she wears a big dress. Whoops. What the heck? Oh, it was bugging for some reason. Let's give the dress a little bit more detail. Let's add some folds. That's her tail. Where's that? It's 22, right? Yep. Okay, I'm just going to turn that off. Oh, man. He's not used to drawing this stuff. Like, I'm definitely getting my, what's the word, practice in. That is for damn sure. Okay. If I do that, then the leg looks like it's off balance a little bit. Because I gotta imagine the leg going up. Let's try this again. Something along those lines. Sure, we'll go with that. Then we can just, yeah, we could probably set that. Tap, clack. Okay. Let me think of how that visual would look. So she's joining Drusilla. She'd just be kind of, because Drusilla hasn't moved. There's been no implication that she moved. So maybe she just, I don't know. Because I gotta think here. She's standing, smoking, of course, because it's Drusilla. Then she walks in, makes a drag, walks over. Let me think here. I could do one of those things where, like, the characters kind of crisscross each other in anime as like a way of symbolizing something. Like if you watch anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone crosses another person to like get a point across or something, or to symbolize something. Like, I guess I could try something like that, but God, I'm not used to that. Don't ask why I'm whispering. So that would probably just be draw one side, then copy paste the other side onto the other, and just add the details. Yeah, probably something like that. All right, let's add panel 4. That's the thing with whatchamacallums, mangas, comics, pacing. That is the key. You gotta pace these pages one panel at a time very carefully. So I think once I start drawing the head, it'll start to make a lot more sense. So let's see. If the door is coming from this way, whoops a doodle, coming from that way, Drusilla would be like, right here somewhere. So, that's interesting. So she walks over, turns, and just faces away, I guess. It's a visual effect. We're not worried about it being perfect. Oops. Uh-oh, did I do the thing? I did do the thing. God damn it. So I have to draw one head first, then move on to the next one. So I imagine Drizel's just kind of standing, smoking a cigarette, because that's what she does. It's like one of her main traits. So let's draw a face first. No, for the love of Pete. As you can see, there's a lot of drawing of the mouths and the noses and stuff in this. I don't know if I'm going to add facial features yet, so I'm just going to kind of go something like that. Like I said, my way of drawing is just kind of put placeholder and then work around it later. It don't look terrible, but the face is way too small. Okay, that's closer to the mark of what I need actually. Okay. That's something, but I don't like how thick the line is, so I'm going to retrace it. Excuse me. So now this is just a matter of taking our time. I can already tell that the nose is way too far from the face, but again, like I said, it's just a matter of placeholder, work on it later, or work around it later. Should also be a point for the jawbone. Let me try and get this a little bit more cleaner. Something along those lines. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. I can see a head. Nose is way too far out, but I can see a head. This is always one of the trickiest fucking things to get correct. I don't know. Okay, let's just go back to that. We'll work around it and fix it as we go. Okay, so that's the face. The next thing we need is the neck. So the neck would connect about. Am I still in circle? No. Probably about right there-ish. This is gonna be tricky as shit. Then we go to where the thingamajiggy is. The collarbone, their clavicle. And the back of the neck. Nope, way too far back. Way too small. Like I've said before, guys, macro, not my thing. It is not my thing. But I'm just gonna kind of work around it as I go. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, now the fun part, the body. So the first thing we need to do is, well, put her boobs in. They're not, nude or anything. God, no. I don't want to get banned by YouTube, guys. Nope, just mainly guides. Whoa. They mainly just work as guides. can already tell going down it's way off. That always tends to be off. Okay. Drizella has a pair, but not that big of a pair. It's always just getting the goddamn shaping correct that's the trickiest part. Okay. We just need to. I think we just need to make that a little bit bigger. Whoops. It's so hard to tell where everything is when you have no substance. Or not substance, but guides. Okay. She is so flat. Going down. More like that. Can you see why I do the copy paste trick now? Because otherwise, this would take forever. Because my brain sometimes has the days where it wants to work, and then there's days when it doesn't want to work. Still trying to decide if it's a good day or a bad day. Okay, whoa. Okay, too big. Okay, that might work for something. What I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to get a guide to where everything needs to go. Because that's actually important that I get that correct. Otherwise, yeah, then she's just going to look a little wonky. I love drawing, but holy moly can it be an ass sometimes. Especially when you're on a time crunch. Okay. Okay. I think the boobs are still a little too far down. Yep. I think they're a little too far down. So let's reconfigure this. They're also way too huge. And it's very, 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 very important that we get this correct. Otherwise, she's going to look off one way or another. Oh, this is always such a pain in the ass. Okay. That might work. Hello, Michael. Okay, that might work for a minute. Okay, now it's our arms, which are just tubes that go down, kind of curved tubes. And the back kind of also creates the arm because of how it connects to your body. So if I just go back to this and just kind of create the arm as I go down. Ta-da! Alright. That's actually not looking that bad. I need to go to the bathroom apparently. just a smidge. Okay. Not too bad. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom, so I will get back. And we're oh god. Sorry, the heart thing is in the goddamn way. And we're coming to you live through your computer screen and mobile devices. I can wear a mask too. I know that name. Someone has been here before with that name. I just don't remember. Anyways, I'll be back in about 5 seconds. I need to go to the bathroom. Alright, much better. Much better. Okie doke. I gotta sneeze now. Fuck me. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry. Alright. It's actually not looking that bad. I can tell that's someone. It's definitely a female because, well, duh. Okay, but her breast still is not properly shaped, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, better. A little bit better. Make sure you wash your hands afterwards. I do. Alright. So now what I gotta do... I've got to get the head the right shot. Can't talk. Let's see. I think we're good to go on facial features. So, let's see. We need to figure out where the eyes are first, which are about right here in this little curved part right here, between the nose and the forehead. The headlight eyes. Okay, not bad. Just not shaped correctly. Looks a little too curved. So, let's get that a little bit more correct. Yep, still off. Okay, let's do it this way. These are hard to get the size ratio on right, too. Okay. Let's connect this a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Much better. Okay. I can already tell some issues. But, again, we'll fix that as we go along. So the eyes would be about right there. Boobs, that is all. It's just part of the female anatomy, dude. Alright. Now our eyelashes. 1, 2, 3 and 4. It was a little too big. Don't think so. Usually eyelashes are pretty easy. There we go. Nope, those look fine. All right. They're a little bushy, but that's fine. Okay, so she just kind of be resting. Kind of something like that. Actually, I want to add the pupil before I do anything. Okay, so she'd just be kind of looking forward. Probably about right there. Yep, that's fine. Okay, now the fun part. The part where the mouth and all that stuff is definitely gonna be uneven. But okay, I gotta find where the tip of that lip is. So that goes down. Okay, hang on. Would she actually be saying anything? So would her mouth be open? I don't think so. What's her face would be, though? So I think we're just gonna kind of go. Oh my god, really? We're just gonna kind of figure this out one step at a time. Given she's smoking a cigarette, we need to kind of give her some lips. Okay, they need to be bigger than that. Fuck. It's always this mouth pose that is a major pain in my ass. Because getting it to look right is ridiculous. Sometimes it's just the worst. But maybe it'll be a little bit more easier because I have like eyes and stuff to guide me. That said, I'm not making any promises. Oh yeah, we're way too far down. Okay, so this is interesting. Either that. Why do I keep doing that? Little bump for the my stabilizer will play nice. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely tell we're way too high up. Okay, so to fix that, we need to bring this down. It's like I said, this part is a butt and a half. Okay, that nose is definitely not in the right spot. Because your nose needs to be further out from your lip. If I could get this thing to stop recoiling for 5 minutes. Oh. Looks like it's getting close to the time to do my dog. Not for another like 15 minutes or so though. Okay. Then the bottom is also off. That looks better. You don't necessarily need to be perfect. We just need to get close enough. Okay. So, interesting. What happens if I just go like this? Like just connect it straight to the head. Okay, that nose is way too far out. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Then again, when I erase that circle, that's when we're going to find out. This is just a matter of taking your flippin' time. Okay. So the chin to mouth ratio and all that stuff is correct. Or at least it looks like it right now. Like, we're definitely not out of the woods yet. Okay. So let me see if this looks right. It should be smoking, so. Looks like she's smiling. So I'm probably going to have to fix that. Yeah, that's fine. Where the filter would be connected. Okay, I know what's causing her to look like she's smiling. Because of this curve right here. Okay, much better. Now it looks like she's just kind of standing there. Menacingly. Okay, where's that actually connecting? That's about right. That's about right. Alright. The eyes are in the wrong spot, so we need to bring the eyes down. So let's just connect these guys. Because we got to redraw the eyes for what's her face anyways. So the eyes would be more like right there. And then that would need to come down just a little bit. Okay. I do think there's still problems with the bottom jaw, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're figuring this out. Together. Alright, find where the forehead is, because next we're doing hair. Okay, let's actually do this correct. Right there, yeah. But before I actually do the hair, I need to make her ear first. So the ear would be about right here, goes out like that, comes back like that. That might be a little too big. The reason why I'm making the ear first is because, well, I need to be able to tell. Because the ear does actually play into how I put her hair together. So it's actually a guideline. Curved line, curved line. And then it just kind of connects like that. Okay, not bad. All right. Now the tricky part, the hair. Think this would be the easy part? No. Especially with Drusella's hair, which is a major pain in my ass from side angle. Just make sure I'm on this right layer and not on the one with the line. So we have the one that comes out like that, goes back up. Kind of rests on her nose though. The fuck? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Not bad. Then it has a triangle that goes back. Then a smaller triangle. That's not smaller, that's pretty big. Fuck off. Okay, there's the base. Then her, yeah, that's lining up about correct. Then she has that strand that comes down and just lays on her chest. See what I mean? Her chest plays into how things form. Don't ask me why I just said that's so choppy, but I did. It just kind of goes down and lays right on the tip. If I can get this thing to behave. Oh, fuck. Nope. Okay. Then going back, it's basically goes down, rests, goes down, rests. But I gotta get the widths correct. And then it's when we get to right here where things usually start to go wrong. I believe it's one more strand, that's longer. just kind of goes down, just kind of rests against her arm. And then my favorite part of the process of making the hair specifically. I said eraser. There we go. Something along those lines. Alright. Now let's make a new layer, because the next thing we have to do is we have to add that little dip part in the head. And this is never easy for me, because I usually overshot it or make it way too yeah, I can't think. Okay. Once again, I think I overshot it. But again, we can really work around it. So it's not that huge of a deal. Now it's just forming this part. That's the tricky part. The part that goes down the back and making it look right. So basically it would rest against the back. Goes down like that. And this is the short strand, so this would actually be pretty shortened. Probably do about right there, actually. But I gotta get that ratio correct. Something along those lines. Okay. Now let's get rid of the circle. Okay. That actually does not look that bad. I think it's a little high off the top of her head. But I can't really tell at the moment. It's really kind of hard to determine right now. Okay, let's connect these correctly. Okay, I thought for a minute that the stream crashed. That's not an abnormality at all. Okay. Let's get this a little bit more correctly shaped. Back that up just a little bit. It's hard to tell. If it's right, I am shocked. If it is correct, I am actually shocked. But then again, we've got some lines to erase. This is really where things start to either look completely wrong or actually, by some form of a miracle, you get it correct. Like I said, this is far from over. Okay, that would be the neckline. That's part of the body. Yep. Whoa. Do not worry, we will clothe her. It's just not that time yet. How I usually draw is I draw the character first, and then work around it. Okay. That actually does not look that bad. I am shocked. I actually did it. Okay, I don't want to actually erase because I'm going to have to do what's her face next. So, oh shit, what do I do here? Oh, I know what I need to do first. Okay, Dahlia's got way, way, way bigger breasts. So, I need to get to the point of where nothing was erased. I'll explain in a minute why I'm doing this. That's because this is going to be straight copy paste. So we're going to copy that, paste it again. And then we're going to shut that off, close it, and get rid of the circle again. And then we're just going to have to erase everything we just erased again. That's okay. Not too much of a big deal. Not too bad of a fix. Not at all. Like I said, this is just a matter of taking your time and being very, very careful. Oh. Apparently I missed that. Alright, that looks like an anime girl. And her clothes aren't that bad. Not at all. Alright, so now that we have a safe, whatchamacallit, a copy of the ear, now all we gotta do is just erase this because I think it's... Oh, I gotta slide her horns as well. Her horns, I think her tail as well. Alright. Here. Right there. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, I see. Okay, looking at it, it doesn't look that bad. Again, I am absolutely shocked it looks right, considering 99% of the time it doesn't. Alright, so we've got some little details to add. First things first, her horns, because that's one of her big motifs. Wow, I never get that on the first try. Okay, erase anything underneath. Just clean that up a little bit. Ooh, that's tight. Okay, now she's starting to look more like a demon, which is what she's meant to be, so makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't see her tail. Alright, let's give her some clothing, because she's a little naked right now, so... Alright, so she's easy. It's basically a tank top. Okay, I gotta think of how this actually goes. that. Something like that. Alright. Next we need her boobs. Let's take that down because the clothes don't show the entire thing. Okay, let's give the clothes a little bit of detail. Whoops, a doodle. No. Okay, maybe if I can get this goddamn thing right. Nope, that don't work. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. It's just my brain is immediately going to something's wrong because, well, I never get this on the first try, guys. I know her breasts are a little flat, which I expected. Luckily, that's not necessarily too hard of a fix. Jesus Christ. That looks right. Excuse me. Is it more like that? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Not too bad. The head might be a little too big. Either that or it's just because I can't see the full picture and it's throwing my brain off just a little bit. So in all retrospect, nothing should be off besides... I don't know. Well, okay, let's do the color test. So I can see properly. Well, let's see. She'd have red skin, like bloody red skin. This is just a test, guys. We're not actually coloring her. Not yet, anyway. Whoa. So it's going to be a very haphazardly done coloring job, but it's fine. There we go. her hair, actually no, I need to do the inside of her ear first. Okay, then her hair is like a, kind of like a grayish pink kind of color. Something like that. Her eyes, I think, are like green. Okay, then her tank top, probably like a very light gray. The contrast is definitely not right, but I don't know. It doesn't need to be perfect. The sig would be like orange filter with like a burning tip. Something like that. And then just for the sake of, yeah, we're just going to kind of color the background. I think her head might be a little large. That could definitely be a thing too. Well, let me think of it this way. If I look at that, can I see like a problem? Well, kind of, yeah. Fucking hell. Either that or my brain is just going into straight up panic mode, and it's like, nope, something's wrong. Nope, something's wrong. Nope, something's wrong. I don't know. Oh, I know one detail I'm forgetting though. Her little thing that comes up here. And this thing is a pain in the butt to draw sometimes. Okay, that looks like shit. Okay. I think, whoops. I think she's good to go. Let's rename that. Dressella. Thank you. Okay, so now what I gotta do is I gotta flip that. So basically the same ordeal, but a little different. Okay, we don't need the cigarette because she's not smoking. Her mouth is going to be completely different. Same with the hair. So we don't need any hair right now. Her eyes are different too. Everything about her eyes is different. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to redraw some stuff, but that's okay. Let me just get that set up so that When I come back in, we're ready to go. Okay, so I know the boobs are way bigger than that because what's her face has a pair. So yeah, definitely not that large. She has got a pair. Then wouldn't that okay? Wouldn't that create the opposite effect where it would go down more because they're heavy? Okay, that's a sliced pancake. I think they're even bigger than that, honestly. Those are pretty big. So I think that's more about the right size. Okay, let's fix your eyes to the right expression. Or eyes, excuse me, mouth. So her mouth would be open. Right now it looks off, but look at, we'll get there. For one thing, where is that? Whoops. Let's turn that off. Yeah. Because her mouth doesn't need to be open all the way. Oh, I see what's going on. Hello, very specific name. That is definitely a name. Okay. I guess I could just keep it like that. We'll see. Okay. I have got to go take care of my dog, which will take me about 15 minutes. So, yep, just hang in there. Let's see. B or B. So I'm going to mute my mic and I will be back. Alright, I am back. See, told you about 15, 20 minutes at most. That's all that takes. Mainly because I gotta clean out his. I gotta like hose down his kennel, gotta clean up his crap. Literal crap. So hopefully we can do this. And now that I've had a minute away, let me take a look. I think that the head might be just a little large. Either that or I'm just overthinking a lot of things, which I probably am. Thank you, specific name, for staying. I appreciate that. All right, on to Dahlia. Let's go. Okay, that was her mouth. I guess I could just add her lips while I'm at it. Okay, small. Yeah, that works. Hopefully it doesn't give us too much trouble. Okay, eyes. So I gotta figure out where the proper layer is. So I'd say about right above this. Okay, Dahlia is a little bit more tricky because of how her details are. So I know she's got sharper eyes. Whoa. So they wouldn't be as, what's the word, soft. Mr. Salazar. They'd be very sharpened because of what kind of character she is. Okay. Maybe I can get away with that. It's very triangular, but let's see. Okay, her eyelashes are very simple. Something like that. Okay. Eye needs to be closer to the front of the face. More like right there. Okay, now her pupils. Which is just the opal tool. So she'd be looking back, I think. Or would she just be looking forward? I don't know. Actually, no. I think she's looking forward. Okay. Not too bad. Are you make a webcomic on Ibis Paint? Yeah, that's technically what I'm doing right now. Though this is more of a manga than a comic, I would say, even though mangas technically are comics. Okay, so she would be like, yeah, like that, confident, kind of sinisterish. Okay, now the funnest part of drawing her, which is these eyes. They're little ovals. I will definitely look forward to reading. It looks really good. if you want to read it, I think you're gonna have to probably go to my DA because I don't have really anywhere else to release it. That all depends on when I get to it. Like actually putting it up on DA and stuff like that. That is kind of hard to tell because of the giant circle. Like I can okay, I already know something that's wrong, and that's the chin line. But again, it's just a process of elimination. Probably needs to be more like that. Yep. Something close to that. And keep in mind, this is only volume 2. Or volume 1, excuse me. It's only volume 1. Oh, that kind of creates a problem, doesn't it? Well, I think those little circles are off anyways, so that's not too huge of a deal. Alright, let's see if she's got like a pointy chin. No. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Okay. I need to fix those circle things. Gotta find it first. So I think if I just decrease the size a little bit to something more like that, that's more the right shape. Not right shape, but right size. Okay. What else am I missing? Okay, well the ear is definitely in the wrong spot, so I need to fix that. It's not curved right. But first I gotta find it. Let's just make this easier on ourselves. God, it was the top layer. Okay, now it looks like we're too high up. I think I might know why. Okay. Let's get her hair. But first we need to put the line for the forehead. The same thing as Rosella's, pretty much. Okay, Dahlia is a little bit more easier, but not necessarily easier at the same time. In fact, just for good reference, I need to look at another drawing of her that I've done, just to make sure I get this correct. So where is the most recent page? Huh, that's not actually that bad. I need a side view of her, which I don't think I've drawn too much of. Well, I think I can determine it from this angle. Okay, so yeah, she's basically just got those bangs that kind of go up. I need to make sure I'm on the right layer first. Where is it? Okay, excuse me. So she has the ones that kind of come from the center of the head. Just kind of go back towards the ear. then strands that kind of come down like that. Then it kind of just does this kind of thing, goes down, out like that. Those need to be shorter. Okay, I think I can go on from here. Or at least until we get to the back of her head, which is definitely the trickiest part. Let's see. Just gotta figure out how this hair works, because I don't tend to draw her at side angle too much. Just trying to kind of digest it and figure it out. That's the trickiest part. I honestly think we're just going kind of something like this. It just kind of gets. No, that's not how it would work. It'd go out longer. Whoa. Okay, and now we're to the ear. This is where things get tricky because of how her hair forms to her head. Because basically what she has is she has like one of those like top bun things going on. So I've got to figure out basically how that works. And I think if I just kind of follow how I draw Aqua, it might it might do the trick. Stomach eater. Hello there.